Former NFL linebacker Jerod Mayo has taken on the challenge of coaching in the footsteps of a well-known figure. The aftermath of Bill Belichick's departure from the New England Patriots has set the stage for a new era with the appointment of Jerod Mayo as the franchise's 15th head coach. Mayo, who is 37 years old, steps into the role as the youngest head coach in the NFL and with a significant background within the Patriots organization. Having previously played as a linebacker for the Patriots and later serving as the team's linebackers coach, Mayo brings a wealth of experience as he follows in the footsteps of the legendary Belichick. When it comes to succeeding legendary figures, David Shire is a standout example in the college basketball world. Following Mike Krzyzewski's retirement after an illustrious career with Duke, Shire demonstrated his capability by leading the Blue Devils to an impressive 27-9 record in his first season as head coach, including winning the ACC tournament title and maintaining an undefeated home record. Similarly, Hubert Davis has flourished in the role of succeeding Roy Williams at North Carolina, guiding the team to a Final Four appearance and achieving significant rankings in subsequent seasons. However, not all transitions have been as successful. Following in the footsteps of iconic figures such as Phil Jackson, Vince Lombardi, Pat Summitt, and John Wooden has proven to be an arduous task for their successors, with varying degrees of performance and challenges. While certain successors like Jimmy Johnson and Joe Torre managed to uphold the legacies of their predecessors, others faced considerable difficulties in living up to the standards set by the iconic figures they replaced. In the realm of college football, Gene Bartow's tenure at UCLA following John Wooden's departure exemplifies the challenge of succeeding a legendary coach. Subsequently, in the world of baseball, Joe Girardi took over the reins from the highly successful Joe Torre and faced initial challenges before leading the New York Yankees to World Series success. The sphere of college football also saw Jimbo Fisher taking on the legacy of Bobby Bowden at Florida State, with Fisher eventually achieving a remarkable winning record during his tenure. Additionally, the coaching transition at Oklahoma from Barry Switzer to Gary Gibbs presented its own unique set of difficulties tied to program sanctions, but nonetheless resulted in commendable achievements by Gibbs. In conclusion, the handover of coaching responsibilities from iconic figures to their successors comes with its own set of expectations and challenges, presenting a blend of successful transitions and difficult journeys across various sports. Former New England Patriots linebacker Jerod Mayo steps into a new role as head coach, sparking questions about the team's future, including potential draft strategy. The New England Patriots have announced the hiring of Jerod Mayo as the 15th head coach in the franchise's history. At 38, Mayo becomes the youngest head coach in the NFL, receiving notable support from Patriots owner Robert Kraft. A former player for the Patriots from 2008 to 2015 and a defensive captain in his second season, Mayo returned to the coaching staff under Bill Belichick in 2019 after working in finance post-retirement. Known for his football, intelligence, and leadership, Mayo's head coaching candidacy gathered support from defensive players in the locker room and had previously interviewed with other organizations. The Patriots had laid the groundwork for a succession plan last season by signing Mayo to a contract extension, with the intention for the transition to occur after the 2024 season. However, the team's disappointing 4-13 campaign expedited the process. Mayo's coaching philosophy aims to coach out of love and build strong relationships with players, setting a potential shift from Belichick's approach. While Mayo is expected to lead the team, it is unlikely that he will have final say on personnel decisions. The choice of Mayo as the new head coach signals a change in leadership, with a need for an experienced staff to support him. The Patriots' future draft strategy and potential quarterback hunt are also impacted, as they hold the third overall pick in the upcoming NFL draft and are in a position to address their quarterback and other positional needs. The team's 31st ranking in QBR this past season highlights the urgency in upgrading their quarterback position, whether through the draft or by considering a trade-back scenario and pursuing a veteran quarterback in free agency. Overall, Mayo's hiring reflects a plan that was in the making and could provide a fresh start for the Patriots, signaling a new era under his leadership. It is now essential for Mayo to assemble an experienced and capable coaching staff to support him in this transition. In sports news, Washington wide receiver Odunze has officially declared for the NFL draft. Washington star wide receiver Odunze has decided to leave school early and enter the NFL draft, making him one of the top players in this year's draft class. His remarkable performance in 2023, leading the nation in receiving yards and earning the first-team All-America honors, has positioned him as a standout prospect for the NFL. Despite a tough loss in the national title game, Odunze reflects on his college career, marked by perseverance and gratitude for the journey that led him to this significant moment. With an impressive statistical season, including 1,640 receiving yards and 13 touchdown passes, Odunze has proven himself as a dominant force in college football. He expressed both his honor and determination to be considered among the top wide receivers in the draft, emphasizing the hard work and support that have contributed to his success. As he prepares for the next phase of his football career, Odunze remains appreciative of his coaches, teammates, and family for their integral roles in his journey to the NFL draft. And now, we delve into the incredible work ethic of one of the NFL's most promising young stars, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, the Kansas City Chiefs quarterback, has been facing a challenging season with unexpected difficulties on the field. Despite his excellent throwing capacity and increased stature, Mahomes has seemingly faced moments of doubt and frustration, adapting to checkdowns and punts as his once flawless decision-making falters. The quarterback finds himself at a crossroads as the reality of a narrowing Super Bowl window sets in. Amidst this struggle, insights from Adam Cook, Mahomes' high school coach, shed light on the quarterback's relentless pursuit of self-improvement and dedication to faith, visibly demonstrated through regular engagement with biblical scripture and public discussions about his beliefs. Mahomes' journey from a talented high school athlete to a renowned NFL superstar showcases his unwavering determination and commitment to continuous growth. However, Mahomes' frustration with missed plays and limited support from his receivers is evident. The pressure on Mahomes is magnified by the added scrutiny from the public and media due to his high-profile marriage and connections to global celebrities. The external distractions have seemingly impacted the team's performance, which has led to Mahomes being more composed on the field and maintaining his optimism despite the challenges. Acknowledging the limitations of the team's current performance, Mahomes has displayed resilience and a willingness to adapt his playing style, understanding that winning in unconventional ways will contribute to his growth as a player and the team's development. As Mahomes navigates the complexities of this season, his remarkable talents and determination continue to shape his legacy while providing invaluable lessons about perseverance and resilience, both on and off the field. 3 standout NFL players have been named unanimous All-Pros. The 2021 NFL All-Pro team has been announced, with unanimous selections for Carolina Panthers running back Christian McCaffrey, San Francisco 49ers linebacker Fred Warner, and Miami Dolphins special team standout Clayton Fayedelam. McCaffrey and Warner were joined by 3 other teammates from the 49ers: left tackle Trent Williams, fullback Kyle Juszczyk, and tight end George Kittle. Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson earned his second All-Pro selection, receiving 45 first-place votes. Dallas Cowboys Zach Martin and San Francisco 49ers Trent Williams each received 2 first-place votes, while Buffalo Bills Dion Dawkins got the other one. Los Angeles Rams defensive tackle Aaron Donald becomes an 8-time pick, tying for the most by a defensive player. Dallas Cowboys right guard Zach Martin is a 7-time choice, and Philadelphia Eagles center Jason Kelce earned his 6th selection. There are 14 first-time All-Pro selections, including 3 players from the NFC East champion Dallas, wide receiver CeeDee Lamb, cornerback Trevon Diggs, and kicker Greg Zuerlein. Tampa Bay Buccaneers safety Antoine Winfield Jr., Detroit Lions wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown, and linebacker Alex Singleton made the All-Pro team after being snubbed for the Pro Bowl. Pittsburgh Steelers' T.J. Watt, who led the NFL with 19 sacks, earned his fourth selection, and Cleveland Browns' Myles Garrett got his third. McCaffrey made it for a second time following an outstanding all-around season, while Kittle also received his second selection as the 49ers earned the NFC's number 1 seed. Ravens' Lamar Jackson was also an All-Pro in 2019 when he was the NFL MVP. In the special teams category, Pittsburgh Steelers' Miles Killebrew, New Orleans Saints' Deontay Harris, and Jacksonville Jaguars' Matthew Orzech were among the first-timers. This was the second year for the AP's new voting system, where voters chose a first team and a second team, with first-team votes worth 3 points and second-team votes worth 1. Rumors are swirling as reports suggest a leading candidate for the Raiders' job has emerged. According to sources from ESPN's Adam Schefter, interim coach Antonio Pierce is the frontrunner for the full-time head coach position with the Las Vegas Raiders. Key players within the team are reportedly backing Pierce's candidacy. While other options are being considered, one source expressed strong confidence in Pierce's selection. The Raiders have not conducted interviews for any other head coaching candidates, indicating a strong focus on Pierce. Additionally, there is reported interest in coach Jim Harbaugh, but the primary attention remains on Pierce. The 45-year-old is also set to interview with the Miami Dolphins on Saturday, as per sources. Following the Raiders' 27-14 victory over the Los Angeles Chargers to close the season, owner Mark Davis expressed enthusiasm for Pierce's leadership during his interim tenure, which saw the team finish with a 5-4 record. When Pierce was appointed as interim coach, Davis emphasized the importance of leadership and delegation over traditional coaching duties. Raiders players have shown strong support for Pierce's leadership approach, with All-Pro receiver Davante Adams expressing unwavering backing and Pro Bowl edge rusher Max Crosby acknowledging Pierce's embrace of the Raiders' history and culture. Under Pierce's leadership, the Raiders finished 8-9, securing second place in the AFC West. The team performed notably better than in the previous season, recording impressive wins against formidable opponents. Prior to assuming the interim role, Pierce's coaching experience was primarily at the high school level, notably at Long Beach Poly in California. He subsequently served as an assistant coach before joining the Raiders staff in 2022. Former NFL linebacker Jerod Mayo has made the transition from player to coach, joining the ranks of successful coaches who have followed in the footsteps of well-known predecessors. Mayo becomes the 15th head coach in Patriots franchise history, following the departure of legendary coach Bill Belichick. At 37 years old, he becomes the youngest head coach in the NFL. Mayo, who previously served as the linebackers coach, is familiar with the franchise, having played linebacker for New England from 2008 to 2015. He faces the challenging task of stepping into the shoes of a highly successful predecessor. In other sports, successors have faced similar challenges. When Mike Krzyzewski retired after a 47-year coaching career, John Shire took over as the head coach at Duke University, where he led the Blue Devils to an impressive start. Similarly, succeeding coaches like Hubert Davis at North Carolina and Tim Floyd with the Chicago Bulls faced the daunting task of replacing coaching legends. Meanwhile, successors like Phil Bengtson with the Green Bay Packers, Holly Warlick at Tennessee, and Gene Bartow at UCLA also navigated the pressure of following iconic figures. In the NFL, Jimmy Johnson succeeded Don Shula with the Miami Dolphins, continuing the legacy of success. Similarly, when Joe Torre left the New York Yankees, Joe Girardi took over and led the team to a World Series victory. At Notre Dame, Neil Ivey stepped in after Muffet McGraw's retirement and continued the tradition of excellence in women's basketball. Similarly, Jimbo Fisher continued the success at Florida State after Bobby Bowden's retirement. Finally, when Barry Switzer resigned from Oklahoma amid scandals, Gary Gibbs faced the challenge of upholding the program's reputation. These instances reflect the significant pressure and expectations that come with succeeding iconic figures in the world of sports. Today, we're diving into the impact of climate change on global agriculture. Tom Brady basked in the glow of his historic seventh Super Bowl win, overshadowing the achievements of NFL greats as he celebrated with his family. Up in a private suite, emotions ran high as his family watched the iconic moment. The victory not only marked another milestone in Brady's illustrious career, but also served as a symbolic triumph over his former team, the New England Patriots, who had doubted him and ultimately let him go. Meanwhile, in a private suite, his family watched emotionally as they witnessed the celebration below. Notably, there was no mention of New England, as it was understood that this victory had a significant impact on his legacy. As his parents ceremoniously opened a bottle of champagne, the delicate clinking of glasses seemed to signal the end of the Patriots' dynasty, leaving a bittersweet resonance. This detailed account was reported by senior writers Seth Wickersham and Wright Thompson, with additional reporting by senior writer Don Van Natta Jr., based on interviews with various individuals closely connected to the team and the league. The narrative surrounding Brady's legacy had shifted significantly after his seventh title, with his former colleagues, Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft, finding themselves in a battle to avoid being held responsible for the Patriots' decline. Both men congratulated Brady on his achievement, but were aware that they had lost control of their own narrative, as their team should have been the ones celebrating the unprecedented victory. Subsequent events led to the dismantling of the formidable partnership between Belichick and Kraft. The Patriots' football offices at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts, were enveloped in a somber atmosphere following a disappointing 4-13 season. Belichick had been signaling his impending departure to insiders for weeks, expressing concerns about a perceived erosion of the team's culture since Brady's departure. Consequently, after a series of meetings, both Belichick and Kraft acknowledged that a way forward seemed unlikely. 3 days after a disheartening loss, Belichick began clearing out his office, signaling the end of an era in New England. Up next, we'll take a closer look at the strategies employed by the Chiefs to contain Tyreek Hill and the Dolphins' speed on the field. The Kansas City Chiefs are gearing up for a rematch against the Miami Dolphins in the wild-card round on Saturday night at Arrowhead Stadium. After holding the Dolphins to 292 yards and 14 points in their previous encounter, the Chiefs are well aware of the challenge posed by Miami's speed. Cornerback Charvarius Ward emphasized the importance of open field tackling and the need for relentless play from all 11 members of the defense. In their Week 9 meeting, the Chiefs effectively countered Miami's speed, limiting former Chiefs wide receiver Tyreek Hill to 62 yards. The Chiefs predominantly played zone coverage, with impressive results against Miami quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. Defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo stressed the need for heightened awareness of Hill's presence on the field and the potential impact of running back Jalen Waddle, a weapon not available in their previous matchup. The Chiefs' ability to contain Hill and other top receivers in man coverage, notably with cornerback L'Jarius Sneed, is crucial in their defensive strategy. Safety Tyrann Mathieu acknowledged the Dolphins' across-the-board speed, emphasizing the challenge it presents, but expressing confidence in the Chiefs' readiness to confront it. As the Chiefs prepare to face the Dolphins again, they are primed to bring the same level of intensity and strategic approach to counter their opponent's speed and playmaking abilities. On today's show, we'll be discussing the game plan keys for every NFL wildcard matchup, mapping each team's path to victory. 12 of the 14 teams in action this weekend are gearing up to advance to the divisional round, and each team has its own game planning keys to secure victory. These keys include personnel matchups, scheme advantages, coaching tendencies, and insights gleaned from game tape. Here's a snapshot of one crucial issue for all 12 teams as they prepare for their playoff matchups. Cleveland Browns. The key to victory for the Browns lies in overcoming the challenges posed by the Pittsburgh Steelers, utilizing their personnel matchups, and capitalizing on game tape insights. In addition to these game planning keys, game projections from Source offer further insights into this weekend's playoff action. The focus remains on how each team can emerge victorious and secure a spot in the next round of the playoffs. In sports news, the Philadelphia Eagles will be without wide receiver Brown due to a knee injury in their upcoming game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Wide receiver Deshaun Jackson, who had been putting in significant effort in rehab to return for the playoffs, has been ruled out of Monday night's wildcard game against the Dallas Cowboys due to a knee injury. Sources confirmed to ESPN's Adam Schefter on Saturday. Despite the setback, there's hope that Jackson could potentially make a comeback for the divisional playoff if the Philadelphia Eagles advance, according to sources. Jackson sustained the knee injury during the first quarter of the Eagles' 27-10 loss to the Washington football team in the regular season finale. The injury occurred when his right leg was caught awkwardly beneath him during a tackle by Washington cornerback. This season, Jackson recorded impressive statistics, with 106 receptions for 1,456 yards and 7 touchdowns. In sports news, the Steelers-Bills game has been rescheduled to Monday due to impending snowy weather. The wild-card round game between the Buffalo Bills and New England Patriots has been rescheduled from Sunday to Monday at 4:30 p.m. EST due to an incoming snowstorm. The decision was made to prioritize safety in the region and was announced by New York State Governor Kathy Hochul. This change came after discussions with NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, emergency response teams, Bills leadership, and the NFL. A winter storm warning is in effect for the Buffalo area and surrounding counties, with snowfall expected to reach over a foot and potentially up to 3 feet, accompanied by winds as high as 65 miles per hour. In response, a travel ban will be implemented starting Saturday night. This is not the first time the Bills' game has been affected by extreme weather conditions. In November last year, a game versus the Indianapolis Colts was relocated to Ford Field in Detroit due to heavy snow and wind, allowing resources to be directed to the people in the Buffalo area. The last instance of a playoff game being rescheduled due to weather was in 2016, when the NFL moved the time of the Steelers' divisional round game from 1:05 ET to 8:20 ET. Today, Commanders are making moves by seeking out a new GM from the San Francisco 49ers. Washington football team hires Adam Peters as new general manager. The Washington football team is bringing in Adam Peters as its new general manager as part of an overhaul of its front office under the team's new owner, Josh Harris, according to sources reporting to ESPN's Adam Schefter. Peters' hire follows a rigorous selection process that saw Washington interviewing various candidates for the position, including Ian Cunningham, Glenn Cook, Alec Halaby, and Will McClay. Cunningham, who currently serves as an assistant general manager with the Chicago Bears, emerged as the other finalist alongside Peters. In his new role, Peters will assume the lead football executive position under Harris, with significant responsibilities, including the task of guiding the selection of Washington's next head coach. Additionally, he will be responsible for evaluating the team's current front office, which includes the assessment of Martin Mayhew's performance as the general manager over the past 3 years. Notably, Mayhew and Peters previously worked together during their time with the San Francisco 49ers, where Mayhew was a vice president of player personnel. Peters brings a wealth of experience to the Washington football team, having achieved success in his previous roles, including being part of Super Bowl-winning teams during his time with the New England Patriots and the Denver Broncos. His career began as a scout and later evolved to leadership roles, such as director of college scouting with the Denver Broncos and vice president of player personnel with the San Francisco 49ers, where he played a pivotal role in building a strong roster. Having previously declined interview requests from other teams, Peters' decision to join Washington marks a significant move for the franchise as it charts a new course under its new leadership. Prior to Peters' appointment, Harris had also brought Eugene Shen on board as the team's senior vice president of football strategy in November. With Peters now in place, Washington is focused on filling the head coaching vacancy left by Ron Rivera. The team has already conducted virtual interviews with several potential candidates, including Anthony Weaver, who serves as the associate head coach and defensive line coach. Additional candidates being considered for the role include Mike McDonald, Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, Bobby Slowick, Dan Quinn, and Raheem Morris. Despite finishing the past season with a 4-13 record and not achieving a winning season since 2016, Washington enters the upcoming offseason with significant resources, including the most available cap space for 2024 and the number 2 pick in the draft, offering potential for a turnaround in the team's performance. In today's update, the New England Patriots make a significant decision regarding their future leadership. The New England Patriots have quickly moved to fill the void left by Bill Belichick's departure, opting for former linebacker Jerod Mayo as his successor. At 37 years old, Mayo will become the youngest head coach in the NFL and the 15th head coach in Patriots franchise history. He joined the Patriots as a player in 2008 and later transitioned to a coaching role under Belichick in 2019, serving as the team's linebackers coach. Mayo's promotion holds historical significance as he becomes the first black head coach in Patriots history. His transition from player to coach was met with considerable support from the team's locker room, where he earned praise for his coaching acumen and leadership qualities. Known for his diligent work ethic during his playing days, Mayo was viewed by some as a future coach due to his commitment and presence at the team facility, drawing comparisons to Belichick himself. The decision to appoint Mayo as head coach comes on the heels of Belichick's departure, marking the end of an era that spanned 24 seasons and included 6 Super Bowl titles. Mayo, who spent his entire playing career with the Patriots, has expressed his readiness for the new role, citing his extensive experience under Belichick and his subsequent foray into finance as formative experiences that have prepared him for the challenge. Mayo's coaching philosophy revolves around building strong relationships with players and fostering a sense of understanding and trust. He emphasizes the importance of connecting with individuals from diverse backgrounds and aims to develop them not only as athletes, but as upstanding citizens. Mayo's approach reflects a desire to adapt to the evolving nature of player-coach dynamics, affirming his belief in coaching with empathy and understanding. As he steps into the head coaching role, Mayo's appointment represents a significant milestone for the Patriots and signals a new chapter in the team's storied history. This just in. Usher's music offers insights into the 2023 NFL playoffs. The NFL playoffs are set to begin this weekend, with 14 teams vying for a chance to reach the Super Bowl. The reigning champions, the, face a tough road ahead, while the are seen as strong contenders for the title. The highly anticipated halftime show at Super Bowl LV18 will feature award-winning singer Usher, and fans are buzzing with excitement. However, before the big game and halftime performance, all eyes will be on the playoff run. The Ravens, with a stellar 13-4 record, are led by quarterback Lamar Jackson, who has been named first-team All-Pro. On the other hand, the Bills, with an 11-6 record, have seen cornerback Trevon Diggs expressing frustration after a November loss. The Steelers, back in the playoffs after a missed season, hope to improve their playoff performance. Meanwhile, the Chiefs saw attention being drawn to the rumored relationship between tight end Travis Kelce and singer Taylor Swift. In a reunion game, the Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill will face his former team, the Chiefs, after being traded to Miami in 2022. The Texans, with rookie quarterback Davis Mills, have had a season of ups and downs, while the Browns seek to make a mark with their limited playoff success. The 49ers, with the second-best record, are favored to win the NFC. In contrast, the Cowboys are a polarizing team with a loyal fan base, and quarterback Dak Prescott is making a strong case for himself. The Packers have a perfect 5-0 record at AT&T Stadium, including a Super Bowl win. The Lions, with a history of playoff struggles, are looking to turn the tide as they face the Rams. The Rams, after missing the playoffs last year, are eager to reclaim the Super Bowl title. The Buccaneers, despite a rough patch midseason, have secured a playoff spot. Similarly, the Eagles, coming off a Super Bowl appearance, are aiming for a different outcome this time. As the playoffs kick off, the stage is set for an exciting and unpredictable journey towards Super Bowl glory. Up next, we take a look at Mike Clay's NFL betting playbook for Wild Card Weekend. The NFL playoffs are quickly approaching, and the betting market is brimming with player props for the Wild Card Weekend games. In this NFL betting playbook, we delve into top options for each game and provide an in-depth analysis to help you make informed betting decisions. Houston Texans versus Cleveland Browns. In the Texans-Browns matchup, safety Eric Murray has struggled to meet the 5.0 solo tackle mark, making a bet against this outcome attractive. Similarly, linebacker Sion Takitaki has consistently fallen short of 8 tackles, making the under an appealing choice. Miami Dolphins versus Kansas City Chiefs. Despite a dip in performance during the latter part of the season, tight end Travis Kelce's track record of high-end production in the playoffs makes the over on his receptions enticing. As for linebacker Sam Eguavoen, his consistent record of at least 3 solo tackles in games makes the over a favorable pick. Buffalo Bills versus Pittsburgh Steelers. With quarterback Mason Rudolph's tendency to maintain a high passing attempt average, the over is a promising option, especially considering the Steelers' standing as significant underdogs. Meanwhile, running back Aaron Jones' production is strongly linked to game script, and with the Packers anticipated to be trailing, the under on his rushing yards is a plausible choice. Detroit Lions versus Los Angeles Rams. Wide receiver Cooper Kupp's performance, despite facing a defense that allows a substantial number of receptions, suggests taking the under on his receptions. Lastly, for the Eagles, running back Boston Scott has a history of falling short of his reception prop, making the under an attractive proposition. With these insights, you can make informed decisions and capitalize